Welcome back. I'm glad to see you today. It's a fantastic day here, and I hope it is wherever you're at. I tell you what, let's do just a beautiful little colorful painting today, one that it should make you happy. Let's start out and have them run all the colors across the screen that you need to paint along with me. While they're doing that, let me tell you what I've done already. I have my standard 18 by 24 inch canvas here. I've covered it with a thin, even coat of the liquid white. So it's all slick and it's ready to go. So let's get started. Today, I'm going to start out, use the 1-inch brush, with a little bit of just plain old titanium white. And I'm going to be right back, Reach up here and get a little touch of the alizarin crimson. So titanium white and alizarin crimson. Let's go right up here. Thought today we'd have a little sun up here in the sky. So we start out with just a little spot of color. Maybe so it'll show up a little bit better. I'll put a little more of the crimson in there. There we go. Just a little touch of color. That's all there is to it. That's simple. That's simple. Now I'm going to clean the brush. Shake it off. Just beat the devil out of it. Now then, I'm going to take titanium white once again. Get a touch of the cadmium yellow. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Make a nice bright color here. Same 1-inch brush. And I'm going to go right around the outside of this. Just right on around. This is just cadmium yellow and white. Like so. There we go. Boy, it looks like an egg I cooked this morning. There. Certainly don't want to eat any of my cooking. And maybe we'll have a little water down here. And we'll put a little touch of that yellow and white mixture right down in here. Now then, I'm going to go right into a little touch of the yellow ochre. I haven't cleaned the brush. Still has the yellow and white. Right into a little yellow ochre. And we'll blend a little touch of that right around the edges. There we go. This is just plain yellow ochre. There we are. I want to add a little touch of Indian yellow to that too. Oh yeah, that's nice. That brightens it up even better. There we are. Now then, we'll put a little bit of that down here. And you can just put this on any old way that makes you happy. There, just throw it in. All we're looking for is a little color. We'll come back and straighten it all up and have fun with it later. Right now, all we're doing is just putting in some base colors. All right. Now then, going to take a touch of the bright red right into the yellow ochre. Bright red and yellow ochre. We'll go back up here, and I'm going to add that right around here. Like so. There, sort of an orangey color. As I say, this is just going to be a very bright, happy little painting. There. And when you're putting these layers of color on here, use little crisscross strokes, because that way you have feathered edges. If you just make a circle around here, it's a son of a gun to blend it out. And we're going to try to blend all this color out. So really suggest that you use a little crisscross strokes. Makes it so much easier. Now I'll take a little bit of brown, little brown, reach over here, get a little touch, be right back, there it is. Little touch of the blue and put it right in the brown. So I have Prussian blue and Van Dyke brown. Same old dirty brush. And I'm going to start it up in here. I want a darker color on the outside edges. So start out here and let it work forward. That way it'll get lighter, lighter, lighter as it mixes with the liquid white. Okay, add a little touch more of that color to my brush. And we'll put a little touch over here. Don't need too much on this side. And we can even put a little bit down in here. There. Already, this is just a fun painting. Just a fun painting. A little bit on the other side. All right. Let me wash your brush. Wash him off real good. Give him a shake. And just beat the devil out of him. Now then, get a very dry brush. Be sure your brush is dry. If it's wet and you hit all this, you're going to end up in Agony City and you're going to be upset with me. Be sure it's good and dry. There. and just begin blending, still making the little crisscross strokes. Little crisscross strokes. Blend, blend, blend. Now you can spend a lot of time on this blending if you want. And you can make it, it's unbelievable how smooth you can make it. You won't be able to tell where one color stops and the next color starts. But always work in the light area out. Don't bring your dirty brush back into the center. Keep that dirty brush on the outside. There. Now if you wanted to go back and do it again, wash your brush. Wash your brush. There we go. Give it a good shake. And just beat it. That really is the fun part of this. There. See? And then we'll just blend this some more. Now when you're doing this at home, it pays some time to step back and take a look-see. It's hard to see right up close exactly what you have. But if you stand back and look at it, then you'll see it. There. Okay. And very lightly, just go over the entire thing to take out the brush strokes. Okay. Now then, I want to put a sun up in here, so I'll just use my finger. And let's go right up in here. And just using the finger, we can just put in a little circle. See, that's all there is to it. Now if you tried to blend that the way it is, chances are it would probably smear. There's a lot of paint. So you can take your knife and come right back up here and let's look a minute. So you take your knife and just go like that. The value remains in the canvas. See there? And you can do this a couple of 3 times if you want to get a desired lightness. Okay, and then down here, we can just bring all this together, just like so. There. So this painting makes you feel warm. There. And that's good. As I say, we're having a fantastic day here, so I just felt like doing something that was nice and bright and sharing it with you. It's just good to be alive sometime. There. Wash off our brush. There we are. Now then, if you want, you could put some little clouds out here in the sky. Shoot, I'll just do a quickie here, just show you how. We take a little blue, a little bit of crimson, a little touch of white, a little more crimson than that. Ooh, that's nice. That's nice. That was a little phthalo blue, a little crimson, a little bit of white. Now then, get us a fan brush. We'll just load a little color on it. And maybe there's just a little floater. Just sort of floats around here in the sky and has fun all day. Maybe he comes right on across. We don't know. Wherever you want him. See there? And you put as many or as few as you want in your world. Just want to show you how to do it. Look at that. See, just some little floaters. Down in here. Okay. Then we take our big brush, once again, be sure it's good and dry. Blend it a tiny, tiny bit. Knock off the excess paint and very lightly. Very light, look at that. See there? Just blend in them happy little clouds. Now don't use blue in these clouds because there's yellow here in the sky. If you use blue in there, you're going to have bright green clouds. Unless you want green clouds. If you want green clouds, then you should have green clouds. All right, tell you what, today, let's build a little mountain. Let's build a little mountain. I'm gonna take some Prussian blue and alizarin crimson. Proportionately, much more crimson than blue, much more. The blue's many, many times stronger. Now, if you want to see what color you got, put a little white out there. See, that's very, very blue. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit more crimson to that. There. I want it more into the lavender, the reddish lavender. All right, that looks better already. Okay, clean off my knife. Let's build us a little mountain. A little paint on the knife, just come right up in here, and you have to make a decision. Where in your world does your mountain live? There he is. There he is. Maybe there's a bump here. See? And just let him go. Just look around and see what kind of mountains are in your area. And if you live in an area where there's no mountains, you certainly can leave the mountains out. And you'll still have a beautiful painting. I get letters from people sometimes and they say, oh, you do too many mountains. The next letter I open, say, you don't do enough mountains. So I really try to please the majority of people, but if you don't want a mountain in your world, then leave it out. The painting is still complete without a mountain. There we are. You know, every day I get letters from fantastic people all over the country who are doing some of the most beautiful paintings. And I love to see them. Every once in a while we put them on a board and we show them on TV. So if you have time, take a photograph of the painting you're doing. Send it in. Let me take a look-see at the kind of work that you're doing from watching the show. There. To see what you're doing, that really makes a lot of hard work worthwhile. It's great. It is fantastic. There, I'm going to take titanium white and put the least little touch of the bright red in it. Least little touch. Just want to give it a touch of a pinkish glow. Pull it out as flat as you can get it. Go straight down, cut across, and get that little roll of paint. Okay. Now then, let's take and just sparkle some color right over this little mountain. Look at that. Look at that. Let it go. There. See, by not overmixing your paint, you get those spots that are a little bit pinker, some are a little whiter. People think you worked forever trying to get that. And it's one of those happy accidents. You don't really have to do a thing except let it go. There. Maybe back here. Yep, you knew there was a little touch there. Take some white, a little phthalo blue, mix it together. There. All right. Now then, we'll use that for our shadow color. Once again, pull it out very flat, cut across, and get our little roll of paint. Okay, put this shadow in. Zoop. No pressure. No pressure. Look there. Just let it slide right down the mountain. No pressure. Just barely caressing the canvas. See, we'll put some of the shadows in. Then we'll come back, pick up some more of the highlight color, and now we can begin putting in all kinds of little bumps and crevices and, you know, all those little things that make your mountain interesting. And wherever you want them. Look at that. You can put them wherever. There. If you learn to do mountains, it'll teach you to use this knife. I don't know of any single thing that you can do that will do more to teach you control of the knife than making mountains. There. I'm using the little knife here because it sort of sneaks into those small areas much better. Put in a few shadows. Now some people like to put the shadows in first and then the highlights. Some don't. Whichever way works for you. That's the right way. And that's all that counts. Okay. Need a little shadow here too. You were going to let me just sneak on by without putting one in. Then I'd have been in trouble. Then you'd have laughed at me. There we go. And all we're doing here is just tapping to create the illusion of mist. Just tap. Follow the angles. I know you hear me say that over and over, but it's so important. So very important. There. Look at that mist down at the base of that mountain. Son of a gun, it just floats there in the sky. Now, let me show you here. I think I've showed you this before, but it's worth repeating. Maybe sometimes you like to create the illusion of another plane in your mountain. All you have to do is take a little, the shadow color. Look at that. See there? See how that brings a whole nother projection out on your mountain? There. Little tricks like that will make your paintings stand out from the average painting. That's what makes your painting special. There we go. Here and there, wherever. Okay, wash the brush. Give him a good shake. Now, good clean dry brush, gently, gently, gently bring all that together. There we are. See, and it creates a whole nother plane on your mountain. Okay, let's take, we got some lavender color here, we'll just use that. Put a little white with it. There we are. About that shade, that's good. Okay, let me clean my knife here. I'll use a 1-inch brush, what the heck. You can use any old thing here. 2-inch brush would work fine, or a fan brush. Still using a lavender color though. I want to put the indication back here of some happy little foothills. There they go. See there? You can turn the brush sort of sidewards and pull down to make them like that. Or if you want more individualized tops, you can turn it vertically. Either way. See, just try it and see which kind of effects that you like. There. I don't ever want to tell you there's one set rule to do anything, because if it works for you, that's the rule. It works, it's good. There, I went to school for so many years with art instructors that would tell me, no, it has to be done this way or it's not right. Shoot. Any way you can get the effect that you want is right. There we are. Pull straight down, then lightly go across. And you have instant reflections. Now then, we'll take some liquid white. I'm going to put the least little touch of alizarin crimson into that, just to give it a touch of pink. There, okay, cut across it. Let's go right up here. Now then, let's put in a happy little water line back here. Just act like you're trying to literally cut a hole right through the canvas. Look at there. See there? A little bit of a touch of pink just adds a little warmth to it. Just a little warmth to it. If you want a little ripple, go right out here. There. If you want a little ripple. When I was in the military, I had a friend that had a lot of ripple. So there we go. We won't talk about that. All right. Let's have some fun. Shoot, let's see here. We'll take some blue and some crimson. Gonna make a dark lavender color. Clean off the knife. We'll use the same old dirty fan brush. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. All right. Load the fan brush full. Let's have us a happy little evergreen tree. And he lives right there. It does now. It does now. This is just a lavender color. See, just sort of back and forth, pushing downward. There. See that? Let's give him a little friend down here. This little guy. This is George down here. There. And he's his friend. And they live out here and they watch this big mountain. And they have a good time. Life's good to them out here. And maybe there's some reflection down here in the water. There we go. See? Okay, now we take our big brush and we grab that. Now the canvas is wet, so this will move. Look at that. Can you imagine trying to do that on a dry canvas? Whew. Well, you'd be in Agony City. And you'd be mad at me about now. I'm going to touch a little bit of the liquid white, titanium white. Be right back, get a little crimson put in there. I want a tiny bit of pink in it. Let's go right up into here, and I'm just going to push in some highlights right on some of these little grassy areas. There we go. Just a few little things right there. Back to my liquid white, and we'll Put a little bit of a water line, and like a little snow laying out here in the water. Maybe this is winter. Make a nice warm winter scene. Take a little white. I'll go right into that. See, we had some phthalo blue and white laying here. I'll use that. That's good. It's a nice cool color. We've got so many warm colors here. Let's use a nice cool color. With that, we'll add there some nice highlights to these little trees. That's nice. That's nice. Now then, now I'm going to take some midnight black. I need a dark color. Alizarin crimson mixed with it. Shoot, we'll throw in a little phthalo blue. Mostly black and crimson though. Okay, let me clean off my knife. Grab the old fan brush again. I just use the same old brush. Load it full of color. A lot of paint, both sides. Let's go back up here. I think in my world, I'm going to have a big evergreen that lives right there. Take the brush, use just the corner, and begin working it back and forth. Now look how that dark shows up against that light background. Isn't that spectacular? That is spectacular. And if you're out selling your paintings, that son of a gun, boy, that brings that happy buck home. People like that. It really looks good. Dark against light, light against dark. There we are. I get carried away sometime. Please put up with me. There we go. A little more paint. And we'll just keep right on going there. There's another one. Now you can make these with a 1 or the 2 inch brush, whatever. I just happen to have a dirty fan brush, so I thought I'd use it. Now then, let's get crazy. Over here, whew, boy, we got crazy. There's a giant evergreen. Yeah, a big rascal. There we go. And all you're doing is pushing down with a fan brush. Just pushing down. Letting go and go and go. Maybe he lives right on down. We don't care about there. Maybe there's another one there. And in your painting, you put as many or as few as you want. Sort of look at it and decide. Every single painting is different. We really are not trying to teach you to copy or to draw lines and fill in the lines. We're trying to teach you creativity. Trying to teach you how to create as you paint. There's freedom there. Scary what you can do. I'm going to take the big brush, go right into the same color. Let's go back up here. Maybe there's some little bushes that live right out. Ooh, I killed my nice reflection. But we know it's there, so it's all right. See, we'll put a little reflection there then. Pull it straight down, and go lightly across. Put another little bush lives there. So you can just put plane after plane after plane. That creates the illusion of distance and depth in your painting. There we go. Now let's go on this side and do some of that. Maybe these almost come together. There we are. And push in a little more. Okay, need a little reflection under this one. Straight down and then lightly across. There. Maybe this comes right on out here. Who knows? Who knows? As long as it makes you happy. Tell you what, let's take some dark sienna, a little white in it. I'm just going to mix it a little. Cut off our little roll of paint. And I'm going right up here and into these trees. I want to put the indication here and there of a little trunk. There. Just here and there. Because you don't see the entire trunk. You have leaves and sticks and twigs that are in the foreground that cover up the trunk. There we go. Give it a little sidewards pull. Make it look round. Okay, now then, let me get some blue and white. And we'll just add a few highlights on these trees too. There we go. Just like so. See there? Just a few. I don't want to lose that darkness. That severe contrast is what really makes these little rascals stand out. Over here, don't want him left out. We'll put some on this side. There we go. A little bit more. Right in there. All right. Now then, I'm going to take a 1-inch brush, dip it into liquid white, get a little touch of the crimson, go right into titanium white, load a lot of color into the brush. Let's go up in here and let's just put the indication of some happy little bushes here and there. There we are. Look at them sparkle. See, they're working layers. Always working layers. Maybe down here. Ooh, look at those. Okay, a little touch more of the liquid white. If you have trouble making the paint stick, add a little more liquid white. It thins it and allows it to come off your brush. There's a very gentle pressure here. Very gentle. Good. It's hard to believe, you know, with the completion of this series. There's, oh my gosh, we're getting 160, 70, 80 shows now. And if you haven't had the opportunity to see them all, and you'd like to, give your local station a call. Let them know what you'd like to see, because they're available to them. If they want them, we'll certainly get them to them. There. And there's some beautiful paintings that maybe you haven't seen yet. Take our knife, just scrape in a few sticks and twigs here and there, mostly in the dark areas though. There we are. Okay. Little touch of waterline right along here. Look at that. And we have a finished painting. That's all there is to it. Hope you've enjoyed this one. It's bright and shiny. It'll make you happy. From all of us here, happy painting and God bless.
Production of this program is made possible by a grant from the Martin F. Weber Company, manufacturers of fine artist materials, and by Langnickel, manufacturers of select artist brushes.